I think yesterday's announcement marks a very important step in the history of the company, and also especially in terms of the first commercialization, if you like, of eftilagimod. We have been teaming up with Dr. Reddy's from India, a pharmaceutical company with more than 27,000 employees, market cap around about 12 billion US dollars. So a substantial player, especially in the field of emerging markets. As we got to know them over the past period of time, high quality. They have actually also an own anti-PD-1, which is marketed and has been launched in Australia just last week. So it's a very good partner to have. And the agreement where we out-license the so-called emerging markets, meaning we are keeping the key markets like North America, Europe, Japan, Greater China, leaves us with the upside and provides us with a one-stop solution in terms of the so-called emerging markets. The upfront payment we are receiving around about 20 million US dollars, and we are also eligible to so-called milestone payments of up to 349.5 million US dollars, so a very substantial amount of money, way more than $500 million Australian dollars. We are entitled to alongside those milestones. And in addition to that, we will get also, once eftilagimod is marketed in those markets, a double-digit royalties. Royalties are a percentage of the sales our partner is generating in those markets. So commercially very attractive. It's always good to have such a strong partner on our side. And on the other hand side, we keep all business optionalities, all the upside with our major markets. So overall, I believe it's a very exciting moment in the history of the company. And prior to Christmas, quite a nice announcement. This collaboration has been preceded of discussions, touching points over the years. Of course, intense due diligence during the course of the year, confidentiality agreement, term sheet, and all these things you typically have involved in a transaction like this. So it has been a longer period of time where we have been interacting, and that's always good for both sides to get familiar with the other side. And I believe it's a important step and also remarkable that actually prior to TACTI-004, which is clearly the key value driver of the company, prior of having that study fully recruited or even seen any data of that, we were able to secure such a collaboration. And of course also that Dr. Reddy's made such an important step in order to bring eftilagimod to the patients in the emerging markets. I think this is exactly in line with the way we think about it, to develop our therapeutics globally, of course, for the so-called major markets. But there are so many other important markets where especially Dr. Reddy's for us is a one-stop shop solution, and where they are excellent in launching those products in those markets and also commercialize them. So if one would like to draw conclusions regarding the overall value of eftilagimod, this is, of course, an exciting exercise, a little bit theoretically on the one hand side. On the other hand side, yeah, we have now some numbers based upon that. So if you do the math, for 10% or maybe only 5% of the market, if you look at Keytruda, I do believe that Keytruda sales are 5 to 6% in the markets we have out-licensed. We receive a total deal value of round about 369 million US dollars. I think that's quite substantial, especially not forgetting that we also get royalties. And if you would translate this into a global scale, this would mean, of course, a multi-billion-dollar transaction. And that's quite important, especially in the light of TACTI-004 being underway, prior to delivery of any data, prior to even being fully recruited. So the upside potential and the increase in the future is, of course, from my personal perspective, quite big. So the next steps for eftilagimod are to continue to recruit patients into our TACTI-004 clinical trial, to deliver, of course, also into our other deliver upon our other clinical trials, and also to continue the development of IMP761. It's always good that we have here an important partner on our side. This has been the strategy for us also in the past, and we continue to deploy that strategy. So I believe the next steps for eftilagimod are important, as have been the past ones, also for the other products we are having beyond eftilagimod, such as IMP761. So it's prior to Christmas, a moment where we can really be excited, and where we see a first glimpse of the potential eftilagimod can bring to the patients, of course, also to our shareholders, and to the community overall. Thank you so much.